Good. Thanks for joining us here on the floor of the PMA show in Anaheim. I'm now joined by Dave Cope, President and CEO of Purfresh. Mr. Cope, thank you very much for joining us. Could you just do me a favor and start off by telling everybody what exactly Purfresh is, where it started, and what you're trying to do and accomplish here at the PMA show?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, the Purfresh company's been around for about 10 years, and we focus on dealing with a lot of the shifts that are occurring in the world's food industry and provide real science-based innovation to food to maximize its freshness, safety, and quality all the way from the field to transportation and finally to retail buyers.
Right. One of the things that you're trying to focus on here at PMA this year is your solutions for pre and post harvest. Could you just kind of touch on some of your solutions?
Sure. As I mentioned, we have solutions for the whole supply chain. In pre-harvest, we have a very popular product, both conventional and organic, called Purshade. And Purshade, the simplest way to think of it, is a SPF 45 or sunscreen for crops that reduce physical damage due to the harmful rays of the sunlight, enhance yield, and also make water utilization much more efficient by the crops. And that's become very popular all over the world. And that's our pre-harvest offering. On post-harvest, once the product is picked, of course, we have solutions for the disinfection and cold storage of fresh food that reduce decay, control ripening, and enhance food safety. And that's based on an active technology where we energize oxygen in a number of forms, one of which we've all heard of called ozone, that naturally kills mold, bacteria, and viruses, and also consumes ethylene, which extends storage and shelf life.
Right. Could you also, one thing that you've tried to do at Purfresh, it looks like you have created more solutions within the transportation market. Could you touch on how you at Purfresh have tried to branch out and shift into the transportation portion of the industry?
Yeah, I will. That's an interesting story, by the way. What happened is many of our customers that were investing in innovative technologies for post-harvest started to say, hey, this stuff works great, but once I put my product on a ship, for example, I lose all visibility and control of my product. So can you extend your technology into the transportation segment? And when we looked at transportation, it's the longest segment of the supply chain, and it's the one that's frankly received the least amount of innovation and is a black hole when it comes to information about the trip. So we designed and have delivered a product called Purfresh Transport that snaps into any carrier-based reefer in the world in minutes, and it controls decay, ripening, and improves food safety of all food in transit. And one of our models takes it another step, and that is that it has a complete sensor array and communicates all the data in real time via satellite. So not only are you getting decay and ripening control, but you're getting visibility into your shipment, understanding all of the conditions that your food experienced en route.
Right. One quick question, with the current status of the economy and everything, what kind of changes at Purfresh have you had to make to react to the global economic situation, and how are you trying to use shows like PMA to build your business further in the current economic crisis?
No, that's an interesting question. So first of all, on average, the world continues to eat. And so if you just look at all the marketing statistics, food shipments have actually remained rather constant during the economic cycle. While the mix of those commodities has changed somewhat, overall shipments has maintained fairly nicely. But what we're seeing now is much more scrutiny on quality and scrutiny on reducing losses due to things like over-ripening and decay. So we actually, sort of counter to the economic cycle, we are seeing people looking for new technologies that are approachable in that they fit in with their existing processes and are affordable, but new technologies that reduce these losses so they can maximize the returns on anything they do grow and ship.
Right. There's been a current trend, especially within the produce industry within the last few years, to kind of go more green along with the efficiency, but more energy efficient and conservation. What have you been able to do at Purfresh to really advance how you do business, more of a green mentality to try to match, generally where everybody tries to go now?
Sure. Other than our pre-harvest products, our post-harvest and transportation products are really based on an active ingredient, if you will, which is an active energized form of oxygen. Think of it as ozone. Ozone is very effective in killing microorganisms and eliminating ethylene, and after it does its work, it converts back to pure oxygen. So it's really the ultimate renewable resource, the ultimate in clean and green. It allows providers of food to reduce or entirely eliminate the use of fairly traditional chemicals such as chlorinated compounds, fungicides, etc., and still maintain quality, safety, and freshness en route, and is perfectly aligned with the new buying trends, not only in the U.S., but abroad in Europe and Asian markets, where they're really looking for less chemicals.
Right. Well, Mr. Cope, again, thank you very much for joining us. One final question before we leave. Coming out of PMA show this year, what do you see out of the industry as a whole, and especially out of Purfresh over the coming year? What do you expect for Purfresh?
Well, Purfresh has worked very hard for the last several years doing trials and gathering the third-party scientific data to really validate this technology. And what we've been experiencing now for the last 2 years, and what I would expect going forward, is to really scale the business. So it's no longer about trying Purfresh technologies, but what we're starting to see is that Purfresh, especially in the transport area and the pre-harvest sunshield area, is becoming a fundamental way of growers and shippers to do business. So it's really about scaling and managing those required efficiencies.
Yeah, how important is it for Purfresh to basically kind of have that all-important business fingerprint on every step, just about in the supply chain industry, in this industry? How important is it to Purfresh to be involved literally at every step in the industry?
No, it's an important distinction that I should make, is that while we add value at every step of the supply chain, we are not required at every step of the supply chain.
Right.
It would be nice if everyone used us everywhere, but that's not always the real world. So whether you use us in pre-harvest, whether you use us to disinfect the produce, to eliminate chlorine, or whether you use us in transport to reduce losses due to decay and ripening, each step independently justifies itself.
David Cope, President and CEO of Purfresh. Sir, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you for letting us come by and talk to you here at PMA in Anaheim. Enjoy the rest of the show, sir, and good luck.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.